We are back. It is about a quarter of the way through 2020, and some of you are probably wondering where I've been, what I've been doing, and most importantly, why you have no new content. And the long and short of it is, my mind has not been right. I've been left, right, upside down, spun around, backwards, every which way but up. I've not been able to focus, have not been able to put out the quality of content that I want for you guys and I want for this channel. So that's where I've been. I also got back from Vision 2020 about a week ago, where I was honored to be able to give a little 20-minute tech talk, they called it, in the presence of some really, really talented folks. So we'll talk about that shortly. Everything that's had my mind all spun around and everything else, plus talking with a lot of people over the past couple months. There's a little lesson I want to get into real quick, because ultimately the point of this channel is to learn. Me to learn from you guys to learn from me, etc., etc. And that message is, why do we do this? Why are we in this industry? Why do we keep moving forward? Why don't we find an easier job with better pay? Some of us love the job, period. Just love everything about the job. We have that amazing boss, that amazing shop, amazing team around us, whatever it may be. We just love it. Some of us just really, really, really enjoy the challenge of it. That's me. I'm not a car guy. No special love for cars. Give me a challenge, though, and I absolutely love it. I mean, that makes my day. If I start getting my butt kicked with it, it actually makes it more fun at times. It's just how I am. Some of us do it because we just genuinely enjoy helping the client. You know, that satisfaction of a job well done and knowing our client can go on their trip, get to work, take care of their family safely, whatever it may be. We're just helping those around us. You know, we stay in the industry if we're a little bit older because we want to pass on the knowledge we've accumulated over the years to the next guy or girl. Doesn't matter. Same thing with training. Why do we go through all the effort we go to not only local training events where you get done work 5, 6 o'clock at night, you travel to class, you're there till 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe midnight before you get home. I mean, you may travel across the country, spend all sorts of money, travel to different states. Why? Yeah, there's the self-improvement. There's the hunger to learn. Nothing wrong with either one of those. I have both. That's one of my driving forces. There's the networking. Meeting like-minded people who push you onwards and upwards, and who you can push onwards and upwards. And together we work and push the industry upwards. Make it a better place for all of us. Those are all really good reasons, all really valid reasons. But what I want to talk about briefly is even more important than that. And it's what you have when you leave the job. Everything I just said above, that's great. But if when you leave the job, you don't have friends, family, loved ones, significant others, whatever it may be, to share your life, your experiences, your job, everything with, what's the point? You know, I've had jobs where I was there 80, 90 hours a week, and I lost out on a lot of life, socially, relationships, family-wise, and it wasn't worth it. Money was good, yeah, the challenges were great, but I missed out on a lot. And talking to a lot of folks over the past year plus, really, something I see happen a lot. They put so much time and effort into the job, into building the business, into being better, into learning more, into bringing those around them up. But a lot of times we forget the most important thing, and that is what we go home to and who we hang out with on the weekends. You know, what's the point of being able to mop the floor with a car that's been to 10 other shops and you get it and you do it in good time and customers happy, it was a good repair, it was, you know, affordable, bosses had, everybody's thrilled, team's great. Then you leave and you got no one to share it with. Kind of takes away from it a little bit, doesn't it? Same thing, you get the floor mopped with you. If you got nobody there to talk to talk it out, vent, whatever, it's just going to eat you up inside. And, going along with that, if you're not spending the time with these people and keeping these relationships going and all, and putting the same level of effort you put into your job and training into maintaining these relationships, what's the point? You're coming home to somebody who's upset, somebody who's frustrated, somebody who's whatever. You may be losing friends, you may be alienating family members or loved ones or whatever. Is that worth it? Or do you do everything you do in your job, be it automotive, be it heavy equipment, whatever? It doesn't even matter, the job. Or do you do all that to not only better yourself, but to allow you to better in the lives of those around you, especially your loved ones? I think a lot of us lose sight of it. I know I've lost sight of it time and time again. And at the end of the day, family, friends, loved ones, significant other, those relationships are more important than anything else. So don't give them up. Don't lose them. Especially don't lose it for lack of trying, We put so much effort into fixing the unfixable in our daily jobs, and yet how quickly do some of us walk away from a hard problem instead of trying to fix it? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I've seen a lot of people struggle with it. So that's my main lesson today. You don't even have to watch the rest of this. That's what I want you to take away from this. Spend some time, think about it. And not just you. If you got a friend, family, loved one who you see struggling with whatever, call them, text them, stop by with a case of beer, whatever it may be. Sometimes we all need that friend who just kind of pops up and reminds us that, hey, work, training, all that's great, but let's get back into the really important things in life. So that's that. Vision. So I've heard people talking about vision for years now. I've heard mixed things. Ball was dropped on my end. We're not going to get into the details there, but it became quite a struggle to get out to vision this year, which was also my first year. But it was very important to me, especially being chosen for the inaugural Tech Talks segment. So I was hopping from Philadelphia to Las Vegas, to here to there. Cheap flight to cheap flight, because I could not afford a $2,000 direct flight the day before. Just wasn't happening. Along the way, I got to spend a day in the most beautiful state that I've ever stepped foot in. I mean, just breathtaking. With two of the most genuine, amazing people, like the kind of people you just pray to God you meet in your life. They're the kind of people I was talking about before. Don't lose them. Don't screw it up. Like, they're one of the things that supports you, keeps you going, shares in the highs and lows, and that's what everybody needs. From there, with a ton of help from the entire crew, trained by techs, I'm just going to throw them all in there together because they all worked really hard along with the team at Vision to make sure I got my butt there, got my classes sorted, and was able to speak. I mean, just beyond words. Honestly, beyond words. I can never repay any of them enough. But just amazing group of folks. The tech classes, I'll run through the classes real quick. Mike Reynolds, amazing ADOS class, 8-hour class, ton of information on not only processes, tooling, billing, presentation, everything. Just phenomenal job. I know he's got a lot of classes, or a lot of this class going on around the country now. Make it a point to show up there. It is worth whatever they're charging. It is worth the 8 hours. Just do it. Then I took Chris Martino's Volkswagen Audi class. Another great class, especially not being a Volkswagen Audi guy. I took away a bunch of usable stuff from that. In fact, my first day back from work, I already had that book open. And I had 2 Volkswagens. I was able to just boom, boom, boom with the info I got there. So he killed it as usual. Highly recommend that class as well. Rick Escalambre, I took an awesome OBD2 class with him Saturday morning. Great, great stuff. Super nice guy. Super intelligent. And then Saturday afternoon was the Tech Talk segment, which was a new thing. It was something Matt Fanslow and Sherry from Vision had actually worked together to come up with, which was short 20-minute talks by technicians, you know, instead of doing a full-fledged training class, but seeing if you wanted to get into training, if you could talk in front of people and all that, and just disseminate some information. So there was Brian Collada was there, Richard Falco, Bryn Klein actually did 2 talks in it, Keith Williams did a hybrid talk, Justin Morgan did a talk, and I did a talk as well. Let's see, Bryn, Richard, Brian, Justin, Keith, and myself. It should be everybody. Pretty sure, like I said, my mind's scattered. But it was an absolute honor to even be able to present alongside these guys. Let alone the fact that that room was filled with established trainers, technicians. I believe somebody said it was close to 80 or 90 folks came in, and I know more than a handful of people told me they skipped their registered classes to go see that. So that was awe-inspiring and an honor to just be a small part of that, and also kind of reminded me that I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and keep trying to spread my information and help everybody the best way I can, in my own way. So that was a great event overall. I'm going to try to get a hold of some footage of my talk. I believe there's footage of the total talk that will be released on Vision's website. Don't quote me. Not sure what's going on with that yet. Yeah. So that's where I've been, what I've been doing, what's been on my mind. So hopefully new content very soon for you guys. Like I said, I want to get my mind right. I've got a couple classes. I'm building out my critical reading and service information analysis class. I've got it up to like a 2 to 3 hour class, building it out more, so you'll see more on that, a little more in depth. I've got a scan tool class and leveraging whatever tool you have to its maximum that I'm building out, so there'll be some content coming out of that. Case studies as they come along. I've got a whole notebook full of new topics that I'll be doing short 10-15 minute primer videos on, just to introduce everybody to it and allow them to go and learn at their own pace and at their own interest level. So that'll be coming. And that's it. Just wanted to touch base, fill you guys in, and let you know what's going on. And like I said, at the end of the day, put at least as much effort into your friends, family, loved ones, and home life as you do into the job. Because without all of them, the job's harder, it's not as satisfying, and life's just not as satisfying. And if something goes wrong, you mess up, you screw up, you spend too much time at work, you don't say the right thing, you're too tired, whatever, fix it. We fix the unfixable every single day. Put that same effort and same drive into what you're doing at home. All right? So I hope you guys all have a great rest of the weekend, and hopefully I'll be uploading some new content soon. Have a good one.